Hello everyone, I am busy packing my bags for my trip to Turkey next week. I'm also researching the cities of Nicaea, Pergamon and Aphrodisias, which I am so excited to visit. Before I go though, I have 3 things to plug which I think will interest you. One is actual History of Byzantium t-shirts, which are now available. Second is a tour of the actual battlefields of the war between the Greeks and the Persians. And third is a graphic novel set in Italy on the eve of Belisarius' invasion. So if any of that is up your street, please lend me your ears for the next few minutes. Let's start with the comic book set in 6th century Italy. It comes from friend of the show, Marco Capelli, the man behind the Story d'Italia podcast, a history of Italy in Italian. So if you speak Italian and haven't heard Marco's work, you have a treasure trove of content waiting for you. The comic he's created looks amazing. It follows 2 figures that we know about from an Ostrogothic jewellery collection that was discovered in the 1930s. A Roman Patrician Stephanus who marries a Gothic noblewoman, Valatrud. And they are subjects of King Theodoric, who is trying to create a functioning Gothic-Roman kingdom in Italy. But their union comes shortly before Italy submerges into chaos. And of course, Justinian sends Belisarius out to retake the home peninsula. It's fantastic to see more of Roman history brought to life in a popular medium, and you can get your hands on a copy in English or in Italian, and in paper or in digital format. And there are loads of other goodies available from Marco's Kickstarter campaign. Google Ammianus Vespa Mundi, or go to thehistoryofbyzantium.com and follow the links I've put there so you can get to the Kickstarter page. You can also watch a trailer with English subtitles, which looks great. The Kickstarter ends on October the 11th, so act now. Okay, so next is the tour of Greece, which is being run by Lantern Jack, the host of the podcast Ancient Greece Declassified. I am very jealous of anyone going on this tour. It's taking place from January the 3rd to the 11th, 2025, and it visits every site connected with the famous war between the Persians and the Athenians and Spartans. So if you want to go, you will visit the Acropolis, the Straits of Salamis, Marathon, Eubeoa, Thermopylae, Delphi, Plataea. You might even get to try on some Hoplite Armour. You go to Mycenae, the home of Agamemnon. You go to the Isthmus of Corinth. Anyway, it just sounds amazing. Go to greacepodcast.com/tour4, or again, go to my website and just follow the links to find out more. For those of you who don't know Jack or his podcast, he has recorded a little hello for all of you, which I'll play at the end of this podcast in about a minute's time. Finally, my new friend Magnus, who creates Roman-themed merchandise on Etsy, has created an actual History of Byzantium podcast t-shirt, or I should say t-shirts, branded with the podcast logo. You have several options to choose from. I'm sure they will light up any occasion you go to with looks of confusion and bewilderment, but I think they look beautiful. Despite my criticisms of Justinian, he is still the face of the podcast. So check them out at etsy.com/shop/imperial wares, or again, go to thehistoryofbyzantium.com and follow the link. Magnus also has t-shirts and mugs celebrating lesser figures than me, such as Constantine, Justinian, Basil II, Marcus Aurelius, and others. That's Imperial Wares, WARES on Etsy. That's it for today. If you are interested in History of Byzantium tours in the future, then just email me and I'll add you to the mailing list. Thank you all so much for listening, and here is Lantern Jack to tell you a bit more about his show.